Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, also published on Rumble and on Patreon just for extra support. Yesterday, I did manage eventually to publish a new episode of Death Stranding. I think I already referred this a couple of days ago. I got 67 episodes recorded. The last one will be kind of wrap up. At the time, I stopped recording, but I did manage to get through the entirety of the main story. I think I did a couple episodes after finishing up the main story with trying to tie up loose ends there. But yeah, other than that, it will when the time comes, I will let you know regarding this is the final episode. In the meantime, I've been when I rebooted per se the channel in terms of continue to do videos after managed to do everything I needed to do to have proper conditions to do the resuming of the channel. I've been doing some testing in terms of recording and probably streaming at this moment in time with my second mini PC here. I did manage to go around and in terms of I will do kind of a tutorial. I did manage to get an Elgato game capture card there. Eventually, I will just waiting for the fixing the sound or the audio with the Rode. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the thing to plug like to make it like a proper setup for dual PCs. So far, the B-Link. Again, the information of the my specs on the machines are on the description as always. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I will do my best to reply. The rig itself, this mini PC of B-Link seems to be handling things pretty well, even though I have some programs running on the background and doing the capture, everything and recording, everything seems to be okay. Again, as I said, I probably will do a video with some photos of when finally my setup is okay, and then like a guide if you want to do something similar, just in case how you connect everything in terms of hardware and kind of the how you do about going do all the setups of the audios and the videos and have everything is done there. After again, I do my stuff. Probably by the end of this week, hopefully I will have everything done there. I will have to do some live streaming tests here to see if everything is working properly, because again, I don't want to just jump in and try to on the go trying to solve issues that might occur. But yeah, that's basically the update in terms of what I've been doing in the background to try and see if I can start doing some live streams, especially Death Stranding 2. I think I already mentioned this, sorry. Death Stranding 2 with my current PC setup, my main rig, I can play 4K 60 native on, I think the preset that I put it is very high, if not mistaken. So basically everything ramped to almost everything ramped to the max, except ray tracing. Again, I don't need that because even my GPU cannot handle that, even if I wanted to. But yeah, very fluid, at least around 4K 60 minimum from the test that I did regarding the image. But yeah, let's go to the news. I got a couple of stuff that caught my attention here. Specifically here, again, something that I've been trying to follow up on hardware regarding like new memory standards and all that jazz, being the CAMM2 kind of a thing here, which is kind of a new physical format. Again, the intention of this new format is to shrink the physical size of memory. It consumes less power, which is good for mobile devices, and also by the fact that it's smaller in the physical size, and it can be faster while consuming less power and occupying less physical space, which is something that I think can be a bottleneck in some systems, the memory itself, DDR. And I think at least CAMM2, can be something that, again, when it's implemented in desktop. There is some prototypes here and there. I think ASUS had one, and MSI also. They like the high-end top thing there with introducing this kind of memory. Again, I think it can be something good by the fact that it can achieve higher speeds, and we see some game engines that can beneficiate from higher speed. Not all of them. Sometimes you don't see huge amounts of benefits, or sometimes you don't even see any benefits of having higher speed memory. But then again, the fact that this almost, I think they can achieve like double the amount of mega transfers. For example, from an AMD system, usually the sweet spot, they say it's 6,000 because of the ratio 2 to 1 or something like that on CPU cycles. I think that's the proper way of saying this. Again, if I think they can achieve basically around about, I think theoretically to 12,000 cycles. So I think, I don't know. Hopefully my expectation is this will be something that is going to be beneficial for us in the fact that, again, if we see at least good improvements in terms of game performance, it will be good to see. But yeah, supposedly there's going to be a Tokyo big site from the Japan IT Week again, and it's going to be from TEAMGROUP. Again, this is it seems to be more in line for like industrial stuff here, but hopefully we can get something in terms of hardware that is going to be presented around about between April 8 and 10. Again, the TEAMGROUP is kind of well known in terms of the DDR space. And they're going to present also some hardware, SSD stuff in terms of storage. Again, storage it's another thing that I would like to see. Again, eventually, the price is coming a little bit down, but again, we see a lot of the ratio of the higher, the more storage an SSD has. It almost again the price itself. Again, I don't think it compensates sometimes people trying to invest on SSDs. Myself, the big I got hard drives for the big storage stuff there. I got two Western Digital, if not mistake. Six. I think it's a 6 or 4. I don't remember. Sorry. I think it's two 6 terabyte hard drives for like the big storage there, plus some other external storage that I have. It's also HDD. Again, it's more cheap. It's cheaper, and it's basically because it's just to store stuff there. Again, I never had any issues with storing data in HDDs and having him like cold storage stuff, when usually I didn't have any HDD dying on me, even after, I don't know, between 5 to 10 years, never had any issues using the same disk for me. But yeah, hopefully you can get some stuff from other companies. I'm not sure if there's going to be a big coverage of this, but again, my main focus is with the CAMM2 memories thing here. Again, hopefully you can get good news to see if when it's going to enter in mass market, at least on the consumer side of things, hopefully. Then we got a follow-up on the DLSS shit show that has been presenting again. Basically confirm and reconfirm that at this moment, again, the way it was presented again, I think it was presented too soon and aggravating the situation the way it was presented. I think if they presented this as a feature, not something that is integral to the DLSS software package, let's say, I think things wouldn't have gone this badly for NVIDIA. And the fact that immediately people, again, you can see basically this is basically an Instagram filter, the way it's processed, let's say. Again, I don't go that much regarding, for example, artistic intent, even though, for example, if you have an art direction, you can see if it is being altered or not, broadly speaking. But I tend not to comment too much in the subjective aspect of the fact that when, I don't know, the art department wants to do things in a specific way, you can usually see But usually it's the realism associated with that. It depends on what the art direction is, because you can have something more stylized, like a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, usually tends to be more stylized than trying to get an approach on realistic graphics. And the fact that after all, people seeing this, they can perceive immediately this is basically a filter being applied to the image, given that we had some comments specifically from where is the guy here? Oh my god, I completely forgot to highlight this article here. Jacob Freeman and Daniel Owen video, when he asked very specific questions. Hopefully you already watched that video, but he went about it to try and figure out exactly what the software is supposedly doing. And basically the conclusion is it uses 2D images as an input. So the image itself plus the motion vectors of trying to guess where the next image is going to be to try and maintain some stability on the overall filter, let's say. And basically the fact that the games themselves being in 3D, if it's just using a 2D, the 2D image per se, just to then apply the filter again, you can see this is not trying to maintain any consistency in the fact that it's just trying to guess what the best or the most realistic image should look like. So it's not taking into account the game engine inputs from the lightning sources, from the textures themselves, because again, it's not taking any input from the 3D side of things here, not even from the game engine. It's just using what we see as a 2D image and trying to guess what is going to be more realistic here. Basically, it's what at the moment the software is doing. And of course, then after people starting going for the backlash here, in response to the backlash at the time, Jensen Huang and a lot of people just went, everybody's dumb, everybody's stupid, they don't know what they're talking about. But again, to a certain degree, when the consumer perceives something, basically it doesn't matter what you're trying to excuse a way out of it, independently of the corpo talk and the mumbo jumbo that especially came out of the Jensen Huang mouth regarding what supposedly the software is doing. And he went again to Lex Friedman podcast. And again, the things that he's trying to say here is trying to a little bit talking both sides of the mouth, which is basically try to justify the DLSS presentation as he went and trying to cater a little bit to the people that didn't like by trying to be empathetic. But again, he failed miserably, at least according to these quotes here. But yeah, as it say here, I'm just going to read a little bit here. It says, now the question is about enhancing, which is, I don't know what he wants here regarding enhancing, but yeah, enhancing is modifying. DLSS 5 also lets, because the system is open, you could train your own models to determine, and you could even in the future prompt it. You know, I want it to be a toon shader. I don't know what he's talking about here. I want it to look like this kind of, so you can give it even an example, and it will generate in the style of that, all consistent with the artistry, the style, the intent of the artist. Again, a lot of mumbo jumbo coming out of his mouth, and so all of that is done for the artist so that they can create something that is more beautiful but still in the style that they want. So again, even with this, he's just saying that even if the artist wants to achieve something, supposedly the algorithm itself is going to be even more beautiful. So again, beautiful is something that, or beauty is something that is subjective to the eye of the beholder and in this case to the eye of the artist. The fact that the algorithm thinks something is more beautiful doesn't mean that the artist think that what the algorithm is doing is more beautiful. Again, it's this kind of double speak to a certain degree, and all this corpo talk trying to not lose some value market. Because again, he's the CEO of NVIDIA. So again, this is not going very well. Again, I don't know why they did this presentation. I think, if not mistaken, they already announced and presented the DLSS 4.5 version in the beginning of the year. I don't understand a couple of months later just trying to, I don't know, trying to hype up stuff. Again, this goes in line with trying to create expectations before things come out to a certain degree, like I covered yesterday regarding the fab stuff. There, people just are already pre-renting things that not even exist in the wild, which is not. There isn't even. It's not even trying to reserve an already existing factory that is fabricating chips to try and preserve to be the next in line. Is they just reserving the next in line when the factory is built in the not a near future, so in the midterm future, 2030 again, trying to create this kind of hype and expectation for the investors to say we're already working on the DLSS 5.0 because I don't know, I think they don't want to reach 4.6 to delay that again. I don't know how it works in terms of the investors and the shareholders in terms of creating expectation. And again, it was a blunder. I'm not sure how this when this comes out. I don't know how they're going to manage this because it's already people are not perceiving this as a good move, given that the fact a lot of the developers were only aware when this was announced as GTC. Again, they were caught barefoot on this one also. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will go throughout the year, what kind of corrections they're going to make and what kind of technical justifications and technical not achievements, what kind of technical prowess supposedly this is going to achieve, given that at this moment in time also you need 2 GPUs to run this technology at the moment. So I don't understand that. But yeah, it's one of those things that I will try to keep my eyes on it and try to follow up throughout the year. Then we got, again, Ubisoft, the super duper quadruple and quintuple quintuple studio manufacturer or publisher. Again, the butchering from, I don't know, the last one, maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's Shadows, I think it's called. Again, it's like the EA, it's like all of these big guys, Sony, when they think they going on the right way, or I don't know what kind of bubble they live in, and trying to, from Sony doing 10 multiplayer games or games as a service, and then Ubisoft thinking they are doing the first quadruple A game of the market of ever since, I don't know, gaming exists and all that jazz. I think it started real on that pirate game, kind of the offshoot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I don't, Skull and Bones, I think. 10 years in development, $500 million. I think $500 million wasted on that. It's kind of almost the same thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Again, the inflation, the budgets that are inflating, and then they try to overhype and try to make it seem that it's going to sell a lot of copies. And then now they, given that the games don't sell and they already spent the money, you need to start cutting on expenses. And one of these studios from Ubisoft is Red Storm Entertainment. Supposedly they were working in at least 10 games. Again, this is more kind of a support studio. So they are not making their own game per se. So they support Ubisoft on other games that they are currently making from other Ubisoft studios games. But yeah, they were hit with mass layoffs. Again, I'm not sure. They laid off 105 developers. I'm not sure how many developers or how many people were working here. But it seems to be a lot of people for them. Interesting tidbit, the studio was initially founded by Tom Clancy back in 1996, and it was the original home of the first Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon games before Ubisoft acquired the studio in 2000. And they continue to making games based on the Tom Clancy's novels there. Again, the last game that they were leading a project on was Ghost Recon Future Soldier back in 2012. I think I remember what this game was about. I think when they started introducing the, at least to my recollection, the four squad. Oh my God, not players, sorry, four squad members. When you are the team leader, and then you have the supposedly the AI, not the AI, sorry, the oh my God, the NPCs from your team. You can do like sync shots. You start using the drones to scout stuff there. Kind of interesting. I think this is the game. But yeah, this was the last game that they basically did. And the rest, it's kind of more support on other games that other Ubisoft studios are working on. And the most recent project lead was the Division Heartland, which was cancelled to reinvest in Rainbow Six Siege and X Defiant, which basically was cancelled also. According to some leaks and rumors, they were working on things, including from Rainbow Six Siege seasonal content. So it's like the golden goose for them. It's the only thing that is making a consistent amount of money for them. Supposedly they were working on next mainline Ghost Recon game. Brawlhalla, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Again, this one is also no sight to be seen here. It's been announced, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago that they were working on this game, but I never heard anything else from this game. Unannounced XCOM style kind of game with Rainbow Six Siege skin, supposedly called Slice and Dice. The Division 2 audio work. They worked on working on Splinter Cell, probably Splinter Cell remake. Some concept work was being done in the Division 3. And supposedly unannounced Watchdog director's cut support and an unannounced project currently in the concept phase. Again, they supposedly between these two, everybody was working around these 10 kind of projects there. Again, more support than anything else there. But yeah, as I mentioned even before, stopped doing videos last year, 2025, 2026, and I think we'll see it around about 2 years or so. The continuation of some of like huge cuts from time to time, probably some studios shutting down, some projects being canceled, because now they, again, when you have huge amount of budgets and you don't make any revenue out of those projects there, you need to start cutting on the expenses. And again, overhead expenses with personnel and the I don't know, office rents and bills, they are a consistent expense there, and revenues are something that it's not certain in the foreseeable future. So they need to start cutting on the expenses and the overhead there. So yeah, we will continue to see this, unfortunately, to some degree, but hopefully they can agilize more the studios and I don't know, the projects that they work on be more focused and having better games. Hopefully that's the main result out of all this stuff. But yeah, it's not good to see people getting out of jobs as a principle there. But yeah, what can you do? And then lastly, we got an update here. Crimson Desert, supposedly now the sales are up to 3 million. There are some interesting stuff regarding the patch that they did there. I think it was a huge patch. I think the people, in terms of feedback, the feedback improved a little bit after the patch was launched, especially on the control side of things. Again, I think there was a lot of bug issue fixing there also. But I think the main complaint of a lot of people was the controls. I think that the control scheme of that game seems to be very, very confusing and too much complicated and not that much streamlined. That's my perception. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not seeing any kind of gameplay of this one, but it seems that you can do a lot of stuff in this open world. From supposedly I saw something regarding a secret cat village. I don't know where, but it's kind of a secret thing there. You can do a lot of interesting stuff there. That supposedly you can go to the beaches and lure crabs from the sand with salt. There is like a mechanic to all of that, which is very interesting. I don't know how that will be applied on in terms of resources on the game itself, what you can take advantage of it. But yeah, supposedly you can do a lot of stuff there. I'm not sure how for example, the weaker part of this game, which supposedly it's the story, can be, I don't know, tweaked or something like that to improve a little bit. I don't know if in the future expansion, something like that, because I don't know what the story is about. We know the main gist is the gray mains. There was an event, they got scattered, and basically you need to round up again all of them to fight against the menace. Again, that's what it seems to me from what I understand from the story. Again, I avoid spoilers as much as I can of any games that I didn't play. So yeah, hopefully this game will improve, because it seems that it's satisfactory enough for people to give it the most positive feedback, around about 78 to 80% positive feedback. So hopefully people can at least enjoy this game here. But yeah, in terms of news, this is what I got. Just going to wrap up with some gaming deals. We still have the Spring Sale, if not mistaken, that it's called on Steam. We got Atomfall here, 50% off. It's got a little bit more downy. It was around 80% when it launched. I don't know what happened here. I'm not sure it have to do with any DLC that or expansion that they did. And I think it's a little bit more of the expectation. I think people were expecting something as big as, like, for example, Fallout 3, in the sense of the world scope and what you can do. But I think the scope of this game is more focused, given that it's indie studio. But I'm very curious on trying out this game. It seems very interesting here. But yeah, 50% off. We got also Blueprints, again, more recent, from last year. But again, one of the most recent launches that I usually have on my wish list. Again, kind of a puzzle game. Very positive feedback from people that have played. Again, very interesting, and it's at least 40% off, which is interesting, the number there. But yeah, eventually I will play this game. I like some puzzle games here and now and then, and it's on my wish list here. We got Cocoon, again, very positive things here. The mechanics of the puzzles are very interesting, and it's 50% off at this moment, so it's very cheap. We got Cyberpunk, 65% off on the base game, and again, I think the way to play this game, for good or for bad, is with the Ultimate Edition, so with the Phantom Liberty expansion, which brings a lot of more stuff here on the game, and it's 55% off, which is not a bad price here. And they usually, from time to time, they announce like new tweaks and some stuff here that seems to be interesting. But yeah, it's one of those that I will eventually, I will lose a lot of time for sure playing this game. Then you got Ghost of Tsushima. Again, usually I don't recommend that much PlayStation games, mainly because of the PSN requirements and all that jazz. And this game, to a certain extent, is one of those. But again, the main campaign or the story mode of this game seems to be pretty good, even after all these years that it was launched. 40% off, and again, the PSN requirements is only for online multiplayer. So if you play it the single player version of the game, so the story mode, basically, you don't need to do any linkage of the PSN account there. We got Lies of Pi, or P. Again, 50% off on the base game, and with the Overture is 33% off. Again, this is one of those that I also want to play one of these days, hopefully, when I have time to do so. We got No Man's Sky, again, huge game, 60% off, since it came out almost 10 years ago. Jesus, that's a long time. Again, it's been improving since it launched, which is something spectacular. The support that this game is being having from the developers. I don't know how many expansion packs they already launched for free. So this includes all the updates that they did, like the big updates. The last one seems to be Remnant update. I don't know what it is. It's been a while since I've been updating myself with this one. But yeah, a lot of stuff that you can do now, especially if you compare it when the game launched. Again, it's one of those that again you will lose for sure a lot of hours. Got a lot of also co-op and multiplayer aspects of this game. Again, they've been doing a good job, especially after launch, which was not that good when it launched. Again, a lot of the expectations was too high for what they wanted to do with this game at the time. But yeah, a lot of improvement was done here. We got Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, it's one of those games that very well reviewed, and the feedback has been positive since it came out. Again, 75% off on the base game. And then lastly, we got Stray. Again, you play as a cat. What else it is to be said here? Again, 40% off, and it's one of those that I will try to play one of these days for sure. But yeah, I'll wrap up here for today with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. Again, I don't do anything exclusive on Patreon. It's just in case that you want to support my work here. Other than that, I will see you the next time. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. So till then, Kunamy Master out.